Because I was already there as soon as they switched
All right, we're ready to roll. 7 o'clock. So, good.
Sorry. Dr. Holliday? Here. Mr. Grooves?
Here.
Mr. Farley?
Here.
Mr. Fink?
Here.
Dr. Houghton?
Here.
Mayor Brazell?
Yes.
We have quorum.
Catherine, you've got dedication.
Well, I'm pleased to say that I have the Happy New Year prayer. Dear Lord, as we step into the new year, we gratefully acknowledge your grace and mercy. May this year be filled with joy, hope, and abundant blessings. Grant us the strength to embrace new beginnings, the wisdom to navigate challenges, and the compassion to spread love. May our hearts overflow with gratitude, and may your light guide our path. Wishing all a happy new year, 2026, filled with your peace and prosperity. Amen.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We got a few things tonight. First, I just want to say welcome to the new year. I want to thank the city staff. I want to thank the first responders, the community partners, everyone that made the holiday season so special and just ran real smoothly. The Christmas parade, the flip-flop drop, everything went well. It was really nice to have a successful fireworks launch here on the island for a change, so that was really good. Fab did a really good job with that. Everyone's probably noticed the stormwater improvements have already started down near River Park. They're going to be creeping into Center Street here as we go. So just be patient. There's a lot of stuff going on the island. Just be try to take extra time. A lot of road closures just popping up, so just be aware. All these things are going to be like short-term inconvenience, but long-term it's going to be huge improvements for our city. So I just also lastly just want to encourage everyone to support our local businesses this weekend. As we come to do the Taste of Folly, we've got a lot of people here this weekend. I think it's going to be 60 degrees, so get out, enjoy our city. But tonight, I'm very, very honored to be able to hand out my first award. Greg Anderson has been, you were appointed to the utility board in 2011, which is crazy, but and to the planning commission in 2012. So the work you did was important, it made a difference, and it was greatly appreciated to the city. Some of the things you worked on in the past few years was the mid-light rights-of-way, the revisions to the tree protection regulations, advocacy for traffic safety improvements, and application for our All-American City Award Finals Award. So thank you again for everything you've done for our city, and I just want to present this to you tonight as part of our appreciation. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. I remember when I first got here, everybody was saying, keep Folly, Folly. And I kept trying to figure out what that meant. Because the price of property went up. And it was a job just keeping it as close to what Folly was as it is now. And thank you for the award.
Well, thank you for everything. All right, staff reports. fiscal year 26 beach preservation fund washout revetment study. Aaron, you want comments?
So this is just an update the council and the public of a budgeted item that we have decided to not move forward with. This year, we had proposed to use up to $500,000 from the beach preservation fund, which is a separate fund in the general fund, used for beach-related items, to do an engineering study to contemplate the feasibility of replacing the revetment that's in place down at the washout. For anyone who doesn't know, at the washout, there's a substantial rock revetment that goes the length of the washout. And I don't remember which storm it was. I want to say it was Matthew. And I lost track of which one because they all came so fast. But during Matthew, we had a minor breach of that revetment at the far southern end of the washout. And so we started thinking, do we need to replace this? We did an extensive repair at that time, and it's kind of been sitting there. So we thought, let's study it, let's see what we need to do. And so we're trying to burn down our budget and get all our projects done for this year. So we took that first step and reached out to our coastal consultant, Dr. Elko, and said, what do you think about replacing the washout? And her answer was a firm no. Primarily, we just spent a ton of money, within the last decade to beef it up. And also because of the renourishment pattern and the beach that's in place, she felt like it would actually do more harm than good to rip all that out and try to replace it. So rather than spend $500,000 to do a formal engineering study to tell us the same thing, we're just pulling the plug on that project for the time being, and we won't be spending the money, and we will not be doing the study at this time.
To be clear, it's not the revetment, it was replacing it with a seawall.
Right, yeah.
And she doesn't recommend, the revetment is still needed,
Right.
but it's the seawall is what she is recommending
Correct.
against.
Yeah, yes, sir. So, and one note about that particular pot of money, unlike the website where we saved some and we were able to move it around and spend it on something else, that's in the beach preservation fund, so we can't just reprogram that money. That's gonna sit there and stay there till a future renourishment or growing project or some other thing we
Well,
need.
we've got some of those in the works too, though.
Yes, sir.
Any other questions on that? All right, review of the changes to the beach chair umbrella franchise, RFP. Aaron?
So I was here last month asking you guys to approve an RFP to advertise for our next round of beach chair and umbrella rentals. The way I wrote that RFP was based on language in the ordinance that allows up to 2 bidders for section 2. Section 2 of the beach is anything to the west of 3rd Street West and to the east of 3rd Street East. So I wrote the bid as one vendor for the west and one vendor for the east. And we put that out in the world after you guys approved it, and pretty much immediately got some feedback, which I believe is valid feedback, that to a person in Ohio who's booking their beach vacation and trying to plan ahead to reserve their umbrella or their beach chair, they don't know what east and west is or which vendor is approved, and they Google beach chair rental and it pops up our franchise holder for the east side, and they make a booking and they get down here and they're on the west side. It's just a recipe for disaster for the customers and for the providers, who would then have to monitor the reservations, make sure someone hadn't reserved 10th Street East when they're only allowed to rent on the west side. And so we asked Samir, we got permission, we pulled down that RFP and we've edited it now to solicit 2 bids where both vendors can operate in the entirety of section 2. So both vendors would be eligible to operate anywhere west of 3rd West and east of 3rd East. So just wanted to let you guys know that we did that. We're gonna put it back up on the internet hopefully tomorrow, re-advertise it, get started, and stick to that original timeline. It does shorten the window that it's advertised, but we notified everyone who had expressed interest in the short amount of time it was up. So the potential vendors at that time are aware, and anyone else who sees it between now and February can certainly bid on it. Those bids will be due February 2nd, which is about 3 weeks from now, and we hope to award that at the February council meeting.
Any questions on that? All right, going forward, Lee, you're gonna speak to us about the Enviso financial transparency software.
Yes, sir. Evening, Council, Mayor. I guess our finance director. This is going back to, I believe, a couple of years in budgeting sessions and talking strategic planning. This initially started as do we have a financial transparency software or a way to better inform the public about city finances and our current website? Well, as council is aware, we've gone through a website redesign bid. That's in the process of being kind of contracted and implemented. In doing that, we did have some savings, and there was some software that was purchased for ST Audio I'll mention in the work session. There is a small remainder of savings still available in that particular pot of money. Probably not quite enough to cover what I'm proposing. There may be about between $2,000 to $4,000 shortfall there, depending on what the council decides to do. But as we kind of explore this option and going forward with the new websites, do we want something a little bit more robust? And Sean and I, my council payment manager, did some research, and we kind of looked at all the different players in the field. There's a lot of different software suites out there that do a myriad of things that kind of attach themselves to financial transparency. So we basically narrowed the group down to 3 particular vendors, and then eventually down to one that seemed to address what we wanted. As a result of this, it kind of morphed into, well, this turns into more of a strategic planning tool as well. It's kind of their forte with a robust suite of financial transparency on the back end. So council actually has the proposal packet in their meeting agenda that gives you basically a real deep in depth of what they are and what they do. Essentially what this would be is after the city website design has been 90% complete, probably implemented, this would be kind of parallel software that we would begin kind of the framework, which is the heavy lift with staff, the department heads in particular, especially senior departments that do a lot of strategic planning, especially your strategic planning sessions every year. This would be a more robust and more formal format where would be all this information would reside in this particular software suite, and would be a more formal kind of format that would allow not only elected officials but general public to see major projects, big infrastructure projects, high-level strategic planning goals that the city has. Right now, what we have are a laundry list of different, very robust reports that took years to compile and were very expensive, but that's what they are. They are PDF documents that are sometimes 100+ pages long. You have to deep dive into the information to get what you want. This would actually delineate from those documents and feed up and create goals and metrics and essentially be drillable to a degree that would allow the general public or elected official to answer questions and see and track goals and where we're headed in strategic planning for the city. And it would be certainly a living document and system as we evolve these different reports. It would feed into the system. And each council every year has the strategic planning session. This particular software, so quite frankly, you could have a strategic planning session at multiple frequencies throughout the year, and it wouldn't be a heavy lift because that information would already be residing and being updated as those projects progress. One of the neat functionalities of this particular program is, for instance, when we have a stormwater project going on, and you've seen a billboard brought to you by Skip Granted Funds, that sort of thing. Well, there would be, in addition to that, a little QR code stand. Want to see what this project is, what it does, where it's being funded, what the timeline is for completion, and who's involved. Scan it, brings you right into it, and it can feed exactly all that information. It can make it really transparent as to strategic goals that the city's involved with, and real time on the ground interactivity. It's really kind of hard to explain in a 5-minute soundbite, but that's essentially where I'm kind of trying to avoid tops on this particular stuff.
Can I add on just briefly to what Lee said? Essentially, we've got all the documents with goals and objectives, but no one can easily tell what we've done on those things. And this would post all our long-term goals on the internet, and you could click on Save the Marsh, and it would say everything the city's done year by year to save the marsh. One thing I think, feedback we get a lot from council, at every strategic planning session we do is how do we communicate what we're doing? What's a new way to communicate? How do we provide information? And sometimes as old bureaucrats, the response is, well, it's in a PDF on page 300 of our website. You just go read it. But that doesn't work. That doesn't get the information out to people. And so this would just be another layer of easily accessible information for the general public. Any goal the city stated, what have they done? Where are we on that? And then just click on it and it shows it. So it's pretty neat. And I think it will really address some of that. How do we communicate with people? How can we communicate differently with people? I think it's a new approach that hasn't really been done here. And I think it'll be a great new tool.
We went through the demo last week, and the interaction and interactivity that the user can see. You said the word transparent. I mean, one of our goals is become more transparent. Where's the money going? How it's being spent? This kind of answers some of those questions. And I think from a user standpoint, we can create these dashboards that really kind of spell out what the city's got planned, 5, 10, 15 years down the road. So it's a nice piece of software.
I know one of our strategies has been smart cities, and I think this fits perfectly into that, embracing the technology, not only for us, but for everybody out in the city that they can look at it.
It's two different systems, but they integrate easily. These dashboards are basically iframes. You just pop into the website, so it wouldn't be a hard lift to get all this stuff integrated into the new design we're putting out. So I really like it.
Yep.
Last year at the budget time, or the budget for this year, one of the last cuts we made was to a finance module. But this sounds completely different than what you were asking for
It is.
6 months ago.
It is, it's a little more robust, and I think it answers a question and ties back into a strategic goal that council really was trying to get after, as opposed to maybe just a singular, very one-dimensional, whoever goes to the finance website to look at the budget anyway.
Right.
It's-
Looks like we did well to pass on the request 6 months ago and wait for this better solution to come. But,
This one almost tells you a story as opposed to
I think it's
just
great.
a dry, spreadsheet.
Awesome.
Does this help us, we create the budget and then priorities change, maybe something happens. Does this help us have more input into that shift of priorities? One, holding people accountable and us accountable to closing something out as far as a project goes, and then looking to see where we are with the budget that was estimated and seeing what, such as, the restrooms that we had unexpectedly. Does that give us the capacity?
And it enables that, actually, because you'll actually have owners of these particular line items that will be given automatic reminders through their regular business processes, Outlook, et cetera. Hey, you need to update this, give me this was supposed to be a quarterly kind of update.
Right.
Input it, it's very seamless, it's not very cumbersome for the owner to do that, so it gives it transparency and interactivity, so you can see the progress, or lack of progress.
A level of accountability.
Ability is
Lee, I noted that there's pretty robust information in here on subscription rates and costs, and they all have expired valid until dates on there. I'm sure you're going back and reconfirming that some of those costs are the same. When they talk about sole source for some of their procurement methods that they use for their software, do we get a chop on that, or is it just whatever they're used to using previously for their suppliers?
They are basically just offering that as an option to the city for us to explore, because, they deal exclusively with governments, and we know how they know how we buy things. So trying to make it just super user-friendly on, obviously, landing the contract. So, are we going a sole source way? No. We actually we basically did an in-house bid based on the requirement under $20,000. And arrived at 3 different competitors, and this was our top choice.
Perfect, thank you. Thanks, Lee. All right, approval of the agenda. Do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All right, Dr. Hope,
Yes.
Mr. Farley,
Yes.
Mr. Fink?
Yes.
Brooms?
Yes.
Dr. Holliday?
Yes.
Brazell?
Yes.
Sorry, Mayor Brazell. Passes.
All right, approval of minutes from last meeting. Any discussion or motion to approve or
So moved. Second.
any comments or discussion? All right.
Mr. Fink?
Yes.
Dr. Hope?
Yes.
Mr. Brooms?
Yes.
Mr. Farley?
Yes.
Dr. Holliday?
Yes.
Mayor Brazell?
Yeah.
Passes.
All right, personal appearances. This first one I'm very excited about. This is a program that I've been working with, be a mentor for the last 4 years. The program I do with Be a Mentor is called Lunch Buddies. You basically just go in, you eat lunch with a kid every week. It's about an hour of your time, and you just kind of build a relationship. I started with a student that I work with in 4th grade. He's now in 7th grade. And it's just a weekly chance for us to kind of sit down, eat some lunch. He beats me in Connect 4, and then I leave with my head down. So it's a great program. I think it's made a difference in his life. It's made a big difference in my life. And it's just, I really appreciate the opportunity to just highlight organizations that are doing good in our community. And really, I just wanted to bring Kara in here to kind of bring awareness, because I know you're always looking to match people. They match you with the school, with the counselor. It's pretty much turnkey. They just need people to show up and take time, and it really does make a difference. So appreciate you coming out tonight.
Thank you so much, Mayor Bazell, and thank you all for having us. I'm Kara with Be a Mentor.
I'm Isabella.
Yeah, we're really grateful to be here with you all today. Congrats to the mayor. We were so excited to hear. Yeah, I can attest the program really has made a difference in your mentee's life. I talked with his grandmother and we hear that across the program. So we want to share a little bit about the program, and I'll let you. Do you want to start us off?
Yeah, so as you guys heard, it's a lunch buddy program mainly. So your commitment is going once a week into a school. We're in about 21 different schools across Charleston. And our James Island schools are Meadow Sane and Camp Road Middle School. And so, as you mentioned, you go to a school, you're matched with the mentee one-on-one, and you're able to spend time with them each week and just build a relationship to invest in them.
And so really just take a moment, if you all wouldn't mind, and just think to yourself who mentored you. You know, everybody gets to where they are in life. Along the way, hopefully we have people, you know, that pour into us, that speak well to us, that remind us of, you know, the good things. So if all of you could just take a minute and just think to yourself, who's somebody who mentored you in a way? It could have been when you were a child. It could even be when you became an adult and got into your career. But as we're talking today, just keep that in mind. Who mentored you? And so this is just a little quote about mentoring and the impact, but at its most basic level, mentoring helps because it guarantees a young person that there's someone who cares about them, assures them that they are not alone in dealing with day-to-day challenges, and makes them feel like they matter. And really that's the gist of the program. I'm sure that you all may have heard of some of the challenges that young people face today, you know, especially when we think about mental health concerns. And one of the greatest risk factors for some of those things is feeling lonely. You know, a lot of times when we're at the schools, we work with the counselors, as Mayor Bazell mentioned. A lot of the students, they don't need mental health counseling yet. They're not at that point. They need somebody to sit down and play Connect 4 with them. They need somebody who's showing up every week and it's just like, hey, what's going on in your life? You know, how are you feeling today? What's going on in math class? You getting along with your friends? You know, are you being bullied? They just need another friendly, supportive, safe adult in their life. These are some of the statistics on the impacts of mentoring, and I'll let you all take a look at them. And these are just a few. The impacts are numerous. We see a lot of them in our program. I'll highlight one, but youth who met with their mentor were 46% less likely to begin using illegal drugs. And so that is something that can affect kids across their life trajectory. Isabella's already mentioned a few of our partner schools that are hopefully nearby you guys and hopefully some of your neighbors and friends. But this is the list of schools where we're partnered. And so we really love to partner people nearby where they live, nearby where they work. We have schools that have wait lists, so the counselors have kids come to them, hey, can I have a mentor? You know, and so we're really trying to get the word out, just to everybody about the needs. We wanna match you nearby where you live or where you work. And so that's one of our big goals, so it's a natural part of just your everyday, every week, your life. And then this last part, these are just some quotes from some of our mentees. It's a little small, I'll read a few of them out. One young person said, I feel like her energy is contagious. Another said, my mentor makes me feel calm and safe. Another says, my mentors taught me how to reach out when I need help and skills for preparing for careers. And you know, this is huge, you know, for kids who can sometimes feel like, you know, hey, I'm kind of by myself out here. And I know, I'm pretty sure a lot of us have been through different stages where we may have felt that way. All right, and then this last part, this is our current need. Right now, we're at about 170 matches. And so we're looking for about 25 to 30 more mentors this school year. Our goal is to get to 200, just again, to meet those needs in the schools. Once a week, we have mentors as young as fresh out of college, all the way up to in their 80s. So nobody's disqualified. Kids are really just looking for that person. We have trainings coming up very soon. The next one's on January 30th at 10 a.m. You just let us know. We talk with you, we meet you, talk to you about mentoring, get you registered and get you started. And that's everything.
Thank you again so
Thank you
much
all.
for coming out.
And that is our link, our QR code.
Thank you.
Yes.
And if anybody has a question about the program, just please let me know. They do have a lot of need and it's a great, great program, so. All right, so, next, driveway extension request for the Beachside Boutique Inn.
Hey guys, how you doing? Michael Rifford, representing 107 East Erie. As many know, that's been our bed and breakfast for 19, 20 years. And with all the work going on, it's wonderful. Our drive for the back part of the inn has always had roughly 37, 38 feet wide for 4 cars pulling in, just like the Crab Shack does. And it's been great for us because it gives us off-street parking. So rather than dividing up weird driveways and have somebody to try to park in the middle, just keep it as it's been for, 19, 20 years so that we can just pull in. So that would mean the driveway sections are gonna pour all the way across the back of that commercial property.
Motion to approve.
Second. Any discussion?
How many units do you have?
Back there's 2, so basically, there's
I'm talking about, where you stay.
4 car parking.
Yeah, okay,
Yep.
because I've stayed there, it's wonderful.
Yeah.
Great,
But it enables us to have, the 4 bedrooms that are back there, 4 car parking off-street, which has just been
Yeah.
wonderful for all these years.
'Cause-
But it would look strange if it was divided up. So we're requesting to go ahead and just let them pour completely across.
Is 36 the minimum?
36 is
Could
what it
you do
is
any
now.
smaller?
It's basically what it is now. If you look at it this way, when you pull into a garage, it's roughly 8 foot wide, so you have to be able to open the doors. And the way it's been for however many years, 19, 20 years, we haven't had any issues, and it's wide enough for 4 cars to pull in and get in and out of their vehicles, unload their stuff, and move on.
So you got 2 units in the back and 4 cars, basically.
Yeah.
And Eric, you've looked at the situation.
We would normally recommend that you do 2 15-foot driveways and let them close them together, which gives them 30 feet, so it's a difference of 6 feet from what he's asking for. But that's what we typically do for other people on the property.
What would that look like? Could 30, could you navigate,
Again, if that's the best they can do, it's still somebody's gonna park halfway off of the paved area, because, we've been having guests show up there for 20 years, and it just gives us the availability to be able to maneuver, and I think people will try to park tighter.
Yeah, it's tight in there to begin with.
if, Eric, if it was reduced any, would it create a parking spot, like if how many parking spots are lost by going to 36? And would anything be gained by shortening it
Basically
incrementally?
You would basically be losing maybe a third to have a parking spot on the shoulder, but it's not perfect, man.
Yeah, there's a telephone pole and a
That's what I'm getting at.
electrical box there that
So
wouldn't,
the 2 feet doesn't make a difference
No.
because the pole's there?
I mean, everything out here makes a difference. There's always a golf cart spot, and this and that, but, you know.
yeah, how I got that, I just,
Yeah,
measured it
map it out
off.
a little better and look at it from that perspective, we didn't study it that way.
But we're gaining about 39, I believe, according to the construction, with covering up the drainage ditches or whatever. Stormwater project, yeah, so.
I kind of drove around it. This is not the only property that has done sort of drive through the right of way and go ahead and park. But this may in fact be the one that has been doing it the longest for 20
The only
years.
reason it's a question now is because we're pouring these pervious driveways. The math is 15, 15, 15, and that's.
Right.
So if we widen it, it can be done, definitely, whatever y'all decide.
Yeah, I'd like to make it as minimal as possible, but if there's telephone poles and if we can't,
It's
if
been
we can't
working.
shorten it and gain something, there's no
Right.
point
It's
shortening
been
it.
working for years. I think you keep it going that way.
We got, any other discussion? All right,
Mr. Fink,
Yes.
Mr. Farley,
Yes.
Dr. Holliday,
yes.
Dr. Houghton,
Yes.
Mr. Crooms,
Yes.
Mayor Pizzelle,
Yeah.
passes.
Thank you, guys, appreciate it. Thank you. It's looking great.
Yeah.
All right, brings us to citizens' comments. Again, I'll ask that you, keep your comments pertinent to the agenda, if we have anyone. All right, no citizen comments. We'll run to, commission, board, and committee reports. Do we have anything? All right, old business, ordinance 016-25, an ordinance amending the Folly Beach Code of Ordinances, section 73.03, governing the operation of golf carts and low-speed vehicles by including the May 25 state law amendment to require all passengers under 12 to wear seatbelts. This is the second reading, and this basically just brings us in line with the state ordinance, so.
Motion approved.
Second.
Any discussion?
Quick question, is there an implementation period at all here for people that don't have all the seatbelts installed in their golf carts to get that done before it's a ticketable offense?
Andrew,
Yes.
And there's no grandfathering?
No.
Okay.
can you talk about an implementation window, grace period, compliance window for the golf
Seatbelt
cart
for
rule?
golf carts.
Well, that was built into the law when they passed it. I mean, honestly, something like that is gonna be 90% education. Unless someone's being reckless or difficult during a stop and earns himself a citation, most of it's gonna be education and, that kind of thing.
So I just have a semantics question. I think it's a great policy, but how do you enforce the age limit of 12? People don't walk around with birth certificates. I mean, how are you gonna do that?
Yeah, that's a lot, officers complain about that kind of stuff all the time, and there's laws passed about that all the time, because the older we all get, the younger people look. That's just a fact. I see 5-year-olds driving golf carts all the time, but we'll give them stops and, take a look if they violate, like a turn signal or whatever, or a hand signal or something like that, if it's really questionable, and just check, but, yeah. No one's stopping them just because if they're close, I mean, we're not gonna make that stop unless it's really obvious that they're younger, if that makes sense.
But you're not saying you're stopping them for another reason.
100%, it's called pretextual
Okay.
stops, that is 100% legal.
Interesting, okay.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Sort of a follow-up to a discussion that we had this week, and what would the role of the parent be in the particular situation?
Yeah, one of the things we all deal with from living out here or working out here is that a lot of folks check their common sense at the door, it seems like, when they come on vacation, but generally parents who want to keep their kids safe would welcome something like this, because we have cars and golf carts all mixed together, and that's never a good situation, so hopefully folks take an active role of keeping their kids safe, and if the golf carts, especially the rentals, have seatbelts, putting their kids in them.
Anybody else?
Farley?
Yes.
Dr. Houghton?
Yes.
Mr. Bruce?
Yes.
Mr. Fink?
Yes.
Dr. Holliday? Mayor
Yes.
Bazell?
Yes.
Passes second.
All right. Ordinance 017-25, amending the Folly Beach Code of Ordinances, Chapter 72, parking regulations to set a 2-year expiration for residential parking passes valid in city-owned beach access parking areas. Second reading. A motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All right.
Mr. Fink?
Yes.
Dr. Holliday?
Yes.
Dr. Houghton?
Yes.
Mr. Bruce?
Yes.
Mr. Farley?
Yes.
Mayor Bazell?
Yes.
Passes second.
All right. Ordinance 018-25, amending the Folly Beach Code of Ordinances, Chapter 117, short-term rentals by exempting voluntary replacement of rental units from the 28-night minimum rental requirement, clarifying that renovations that do not trigger loss of certificate of occupancy do not trigger loss of license, clarifying that the tax status at the time of application controls the classification of the rental license, and clarifying that the 72 rental day limit does not apply to properties whose owners have received contact number to be posted in the rental state, have received a property tax exception from the military service, requiring an emergency contact number to be posted in rental units. Second reading.
Motion approved.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Any discussion on this one? All right.
Dr. Houghton?
Yes.
Mr. Bruce?
Yes.
Mr. Farley?
Yes.
Mr. Fink?
Yes.
Dr. Holliday?
Yes.
Mayor Bazell?
Yes.
Passes second.
All right. Ordinance 019-25, amending the Folly Beach Code of Ordinances, Chapter 95, keeping certain animals prohibited to allow the Special Events Committee to approve the use of horses in pre-approved city events. This is the second reading. Do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Any discussion?
I do have a clarification. So, on this one, it reads that it does not, they don't have to come back to us at the council level, but it says that they need to go back to the Special Events Committee. And I guess that's my fundamental question. If we've been doing this for 2 years, they've done that, they've demonstrated, why would it have to go back to the Special Events Committee?
Well, it's not just about.
It's not going back to the Special Events Committee, it's that the Special Events Committee reviews particularly parade, but all special events, and it's giving the Special Events Committee for example, council says, yes, we're gonna have a parade, and they send it off to the city, to the Special Events Committee, it does not come back to council. So this is just giving the Special Events Committee the power to approve the horses. So it's not going back to them, they are the original quote approver. And so it's allowing them to approve horses.
I suppose if the committee decides that they should grant the authority not to have to approve this on a year-to-year basis, Dr. Houghton, then perhaps that would be within their authority and their jurisdiction, but it would not come here anymore.
We're just trying to streamline that.
Oh, I completely agree that I
and-
don't want it to
and-
come to us. I guess what my
Yeah.
question really was, is that it's up to the special events to say you have to come before us again or you don't.
Right, yes,
That's
just like
the-
their normal procedure, and
That's where,
Right.
that's where my question was, is to have them coming back every year after year to the committee.
oh,
I-
well, so this discussion is kind of the assumption that it's always the same group asking. It's
Correct.
possible we'll have a totally different group asking for horses and it's of some other pre-approved special event. So the Special Events Committee would, yes, you still need to present to us. Do you have your usual plan for your poop bags and your urine wash? Great. go.
Right.
Not that the Special Event Committee would just waive it and say, well, you guys are good, we trust you to do the right thing all the time. Because year to year, it could be different people, it could be different. So every event does go through the Special Event Committee once a year. That's still a step they have to take. It may be a routine approval, but we wouldn't want to waive the requirement to appear at all because the Special Event Committee does establish and state the approval is conditioned on these rules, these things. So So we don't have any situation where we've just kind of washed our hands and told participants, you're approved to do what you want to do. We don't need to see you.
And and the only reason that this goes is because of the horses.
That's
And
correct.
the only reason, as far as, other parade people, functions don't necessarily go there. It's ju-
The parade itself does. And so if some other participant wanted to do something that was not allowed by ordinance. then
Balloons or
they would
whatever
have to
that
go
we
to a
just
special-
say-
Right.
it-
Mhm.
Okay, thank you.
Aaron, so we pulled horses out here. There's an ordinance that restricts other animals, right, from being used in parades and stuff, other farm animals, I guess, but we're calling this out. Does this become a part of what the ordinance is already saying you can and can't do, or is this
This
like
is-
amending the ordinance to allow
This is saying
horses?
horses can't be in the city unless the special event approved them as part of a city-approved, pre-approved special event.
Is this with anybody with horses or just the James Island Cowboys?
This is anybody with a horse.
So people from Kiowa or whatever,
Anyone with a horse can now go to
would
the
you want to
special
narrow it
events
down to
committee.
just the James Island, or could we?
That's up.
I think as long as they come forward with, the James Island people come with the poop scoop guys.
That's what I'm saying,
Yeah,
but-
so
but
as
if-
long as you demonstrate that, I
So
don't
you'd
know.
have like 5 or 6,
As long as
horse
the
people?
TV, whatever, the special
because you
events.
give one, you gotta give
Yeah.
another.
You still gotta go to the special events committee.
Yeah.
And if they wanna expedite the jurisdiction, because they've seen it, it's real some repeat and so be it.
Just trying to,
You gotta come down in your special pony,
it could
you
be a,
have to be approved.
okay,
Yeah.
But you are correct that technically if
right.
the Mount Pleasant Cowboys and the Johns Island Cowboys and the West Ashley Cowboys all show up next year wanting horses,
Mhm.
the special events committee could, in theory, approve all
Or
those.
somebody
But no
identifies a
cows,
horse.
no cows, no goats,
But no
no
cows or
pigs.
goats or chickens, et cetera.
What about the donkey at Christmas?
Any other discussion? All right.
Dr. Holliday,
Yes.
Mr. Rooms,
Yes.
Mr. Singh,
Yes.
Mr. Farley,
Yes.
Dr. Houghton,
Yes.
Mayor Brazil,
Yeah.
passes.
All right. Resolution 4625, resolution by the Folly Beach City Council making paid parking at the washout free until 9 a.m. So we've got, first motion to approve on this.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
Can we not make it citywide? And,
Well, if you look on page 86 of your agenda,
right?
there's a bunch of numbers there for you to look at that kind of break down how much that would cost.
Yep.
So we're trying to,
And so, Mr. Grooms, that would be system-wide until 9 a.m. would be an annual cost of $40,700.
Okay.
And so we tried to take all the options that were discussed last week and give y'all a price.
the reason, oh, sorry.
No, go for it.
The reason we picked the washout, there's limited parking down there. If you wanna go surf or whatever, down at like 4th Street, there's plenty of free parking
But
down
I'm,
there.
but I'm encompassing not just surfers,
All right.
but people that walk their dogs and people that go,
Well, like I said, at 4th Street, 3rd Street, whatever, you can usually find own street parking in those areas for free. The washout's a little bit more of a challenge. This was just kind of a,
Okay. So, I guess this is gonna be like the gravel ordinance. I just want to say my piece for the record. So, that section of beach may be the most expensive section of the beach to maintain. We talked about that earlier with the revetment, and we were considering the wall, but walkovers had to be rebuilt, the groins renourishment, the revetment, the dune fencing, the removal of sand off the road and put back on the. So the fees that, the public pays directly support that effort of maintaining the beach. That's all that money is used for. These fees paid may in fact be the only contribution these non-residents users pay for using this resource. Resident surfers still have free parking at accesses at nearby public access. They can always park there like every citizen can park at the beach accesses as long as they register their vehicles. All people can avoid these fees by parking nearby. It's It is just the parking at the washout that you pay for. You can go a block down or a block up, and I've seen plenty of surfers that have done that and walked over to those. So it is an avoidable fee, just as it is island-wide. I have surfers that park in front of my house and go out and surf at 2 West and 3 West. It's an avoidable cost. We work very hard as a council to reduce the cost to our residents by finding alternative sources of revenue other than property taxes. And you see that on our annual report where we got so much grant funding and we sought out so much other people's money to do the things we need to do. If we were to do a cost-benefit analysis, and the benefit would be to the citizens of citizens of Folly Beach, there would be very little to place in the benefit column for our citizens, while the cost, although small, is clearly defined. It will cost us money that other people pay that will have to be made up by our citizens, and a greater burden on our property tax. Perhaps we could negotiate with DOT at some time, and by giving up these times in exchange for more paid parking spaces somewhere else. That might be a quid pro quo instead of just giving it away. And I know it feels good to give something away of value to anyone, but I don't believe this is in the best interest of our tax-paying residents. So, thank you.
To be fair, it's only till 9 AM or whatever, so I mean, it's not, the rest of the day they would be paying, so I guess that's where I was going with that. I get your point.
Thanks.
So I'd like to speak about this, and I, with all due respect to Councilman Farley, I actually disagree. I believe this should be system-wide. I think it should affect and allow for all the public to get access to the beach, who, whether they're surfers or not, or doll workers or whatever they may be, when the sun rises at 7:30 in the morning, 9 o'clock doesn't cut it, okay? I mean, we're talking about an hour and a half for somebody to get in the water and out and or up and down. I personally think it should be 9:30. And when you ran the cost analysis on this, $72,000 seems like a lot of money, but I'd like to ask the comptroller over here to tell us, where would that $72,000 come from if we decided to go system-wide at 9:30?
So the direct impact of the budget would be a direct reduction in our paid parking revenues. How we react to that would be within our general fund budget. How, there would be a recurring cost that the city would have to basically eliminate to whatever that cost may be. So the paid parking is part of our general fund revenues, and it does address a recurring cost.
And there's no place in the budget to look for discretionary funds to cover this particular number of $72,000.
Well, again, it would be a recurring cost.
I understand that.
So
I understand that, but in terms of cost reductions and or your annual budget reconciliations, you would not see a $72,000, let's say, exposure, or could you reduce that $72,000 exposure at the end of the fiscal year?
If there is a resulting cost cut on something.
On something.
On something.
Okay. So I'll leave that to your experience, but.
Or possibly looking at another revenue source.
Okay.
As we're to supplant that loss.
Okay.
Do you want to make an amendment to that effect?
Well, I'd like to discuss it because I believe that 7:30 for all should be fair. But then again, I don't know, I'm gonna get folks to agree with that with me at this table. And I'm wondering if there's somewhere we can meet in the middle, maybe system-wide till 9, or maybe, that's half the cost, or a little less, a little more than half the cost of $40,000. Is it gonna be easier pill to swallow? Or is it still gonna be a difficult pill to swallow?
Well, okay, let's talk about the pills.
Okay,
So,
let's do
okay. Regardless of I'm gonna start without the funding. It's a principal issue for me. If we give it to one section of the beach, one potential category of users, that actually, I can't support that. So that's where I want to begin, as far as equity goes for me. So then what's the next question? The next question is it, whatever time it is, across the island? Okay, that's the question. The third question that I have is, we're looking at, what, a month or two going into budget? If this is a priority, and we do want to provide more access free, then we either roll it into our strategic plan, which is going to be tomorrow, or we put it as a priority for funding in the next year's budget. But if I had to vote right now purely on equity, it would be a no.
I'm not sure we're looking at either or.
I'm just trying to, as far as vote goes, I mean, again, that was kind of silent after I just spoke.
Yeah.
I'm like,
So this is gonna be a first reading if it goes through it anyway. So we're gonna have another conversation and take a blush at this.
No, sir, this is a
no, this is a resolution.
Is this the resolution? Okay,
We
so
brought it up last time.
that, we brought it up, but we deferred it, right, Skip? No, I think we did, yeah. So then the question becomes, is there room for discussion around negotiation on this?
So you mean 9 AM,
The
system-wide?
time and system-wide. I think we're talking about the time and system-wide.
So we're talking 40,000 and change.
Well, if you go with 9 o'clock,
Well, can I make an, business owners out here have queried about, well, why can't potentially we have free parking after eight PM?
Correct.
So they can come have dinner, and then if they wanna go do something else, they don't have to continue re-upping their parking fee. So, I mean, I don't know how much more dialogue we need to have with the business community possibly, or any place else. I hear what you're saying, Catherine, about what's one fair across the board. And I get what you're saying, Blair, but, maybe we need to just put this off and wait till you have your business committee meeting and see what they think about it.
I've had that same conversation. I think that, if you wanna look at this as a bigger piece, it's gonna have to be a budget piece, cause I mean, the numbers
Well,
get big
that's something we
quick.
can certainly talk about
So-
tomorrow, too.
Or
So
could
strategic
we,
planning.
or could we go ahead and as is presented currently, approve that as it's written currently, and then actually see how it works, and then come back to it and extend it, if it's doable, or if it's working, or if it's advantageous, and get some feedback from the community, and maybe expand it into the business community, or sit-
I wouldn't,
take it
I
to
wouldn't,
9:30.
I wouldn't vote for piecemealing it. I would vote to look.
Well, it's not piecemealing, it's just
It's
approving it
just
now.
One section. To me, to piecemeal means one section of the island gets
Okay, I
that benefit.
got you.
That's what I mean, Bill.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Okay, so
As
if
Chris
we-
mentioned before, that early in the morning, you can park for free, pretty much anywhere.
I'm just saying that if the city opens itself up to one section of the island to get that benefit, I will vote no. If we look at it holistically across the board as part of a process, I'll be a yes.
Any other discussion?
What is a mill bring in? 1 mil, 100,000?
Mills have actually adjusted a little. We did have a millage rollbacks, and the appraised value did go up. This coming fiscal year, the value of the mill will go up, but it was around 160,000 previously. So
It's gone way
up
up.
a little bit. So we'll see a little increase.
Looking at half a mil here. Again, this reduces non-resident revenue. And with a decrease in non-resident revenue, there has to be, it's the Pillsbury Doughboy. And I had a friend told me I sound like an angry old man, but I'm really just half of that.
Really, is that how you're doing your math?
But I wouldn't reduce non-resident revenue because it does have to be made up by our residents.
And another
in some
point too,
way.
we did just pass a different rate, kind of reassessment just recently, a few months back, council did, and we're waiting to kind of see the results of that. You know, the core island charges versus the past history of those different rate schedules. As we get into obviously the prime tourist season, that's when we're gonna see how that
And because of that change, we would increase revenue predictably.
predictably.
Yes, well, I know you're the finance person, but what we voted on predictably would be an increase in the revenue that we saw from the past.
Should be.
Okay, should. Okay, I'm getting a little closer.
well, I would like for us to consider some kind of compromise. I'd hate to leave here with a vote no, that we talk about it later. We need to start somewhere. And I think even if it's a recommendation at the washout,
I think that's a good start.
you know, I mean, I'd like to consider going to 9:30. Again, 7:30, the sun comes up. There are people that go to the coffee shop and have coffee afterwards. They don't want to have to run out of there by 9 o'clock.
Well, they're not gonna be parking at the washout.
But I'd say system-wide is what I'm talking about. If you want to go just the washout, then it's, you know, again, you have to drive down the street, but I don't know, we need to have some kind of, I think we should be delivering something tangible to the community that says we have an interest in supporting before 9 o'clock or 9:30, whatever, some kind of access for folks to use the beach. And I agree with Dr. Houghton. I do believe we're parsimoniously cherry picking which side of the island we agree to, east side, west side, whatever it might be. I still think it ought to be system-wide, but we ought to come out with something.
There is free parking. It might not be the most convenient, and it might require you to walk a little bit, but there is plenty of free parking.
But not at the washout.
And sure it is. Just-
Free parking at the
Just
washout?
before it and just after it.
That's a big.
It's a close walk. I mean, I put that, it's a close walk.
Carrying a board?
I could, yeah, they're not heavy. But anyway, what we do deliver a beach.
Yes.
That's a big ticket.
We deliver a
It costs us
beach.
a lot of money, and all this money goes to support the beach, the walkovers, the revetment, the rebuilding the dunes. It's expensive. And
We just do it, the
this is-
washout,
we-
free
we
until
talk about
9.
this all the time. This is
Do it all
this is our
season.
visitors' fair share to pay for their use of the resource that is so expensive for us and our residents to maintain year-round.
Alright. Blair, you wanna make a specific, like, alternative motion?
No, I'd like to support your motion.
Alright. Anyone else wanna make a alternative, before we vote?
A motion to amend.
Or a motion to amend? Anybody? Alright. Nope.
I make a motion to amend that rather than being specific to the washout, we change the wording to island-wide, and it's 9 AM,
Year round?
year-round.
Just to be clear, system-wide, free until 9 would be 40,729.
Correct, correct.
Alright.
All right, is there a second to that motion?
I second it.
Alright. Any discussion on the motion? Alright, let's vote on the motion.
Mr. Fink,
No.
Mr. Grooves,
Yes.
Dr. Holliday,
Yes.
Mr. Farley,
No.
Dr. Houghton,
Yes.
Mayor Brazil.
No.
Tie motion, it fails.
Alright, back to the original. Any discussion on the original? Alright, vote on that.
All right. Dr. Houghton,
No.
Mr. Farley,
No.
Mr. Fink,
No.
Mr. Grooves,
No.
Dr. Holliday,
Yes.
Mayor Brazil.
Yes.
Fails.
Alright. We'll look at that again. Alright, new business, tourism and visitor promotion committee appointments.
So, we'll first go with the at-large, and I'll just, I'll call each of you, and you'll just give me your preferred nominee.
Mr. Pope, would you mind, just because I'm trying to put names to faces, could we just ask, are there any candidates in the audience, and just they speak their names? Would that-
Brian Gunn.
Thank you.
All right. So for the one open at-large position, Dr. Houghton,
Give me 1 second, looking.
sorry,
That's okay, no, it's me. Wendy Leeper?
Mr. Farley,
Brian Gunn.
Mr. Fink,
Brian Gunn.
Mr. Grooves,
Anderson?
Dr. Holliday,
Ryan Gunn?
Mayor Brazil.
Brian.
All right, Mr. Miller. And then for the hospitality position, we only have one applicant, Mr. Boozer. So I'll call the roll, and you can just affirm, yeah, affirm, yeah. So for the one hospitality spot, Mr. Fink,
Mr. Boozer?
Farley,
Yes.
Mr. Grooms.
Yes.
Dr. Houghton,
Boozer.
Dr. Holliday,
Boozer.
Mayor Bazell.
Out.
All right, Mr. Boozer.
All right. Resolution 01-26, resolution by the Folly Beach City Council authorizing the purchase of restroom trailer for Second East Arctic Beach access up to $87,199 and authorizing the use of $18,816.12 from the ADA Compliance Reserve up to $20,382.88 from the Capital Acquisitions and Improvements Reserve account. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? All right.
Dr. Holliday,
Yes.
Mr. Grooms,
Yes.
Fink,
Yes.
Mr. Farley,
Yes.
Dr. Houghton,
Yes.
Mayor Bazell.
Yes.
Passes.
All right, council comments. Start, Billy?
Start with me. Tell everybody, Happy New Year to everybody. Hope you've made your resolutions, one of them including to love a senior. Valentine's is coming around, but make a phone call, make a visit to your seniors. Give them a ride to the dentist or to the doctor or to the grocery store. But as our population ages, Mr. Farley included, we really need to focus in on our senior, our makeup of our island. I was looking at some of the figures, how it's aged over the past 5-10 years. But just take care of your neighbors, take care of your loved ones, and focus on your seniors. So, Happy New Year.
Well, Happy New Year to everyone. I'd like to point out there's a very, very robust community coordinator schedule out here for the next 30 days. Take a look at that. It's in the Sandspur. It's on our website. It's in the Folly Current. A lot of activities for the community out here. Do the best we can to support. I think Heather's doing a wonderful job with that. I concur with communicate to us, communicate. There are ways on the website to reach out to us with questions, ideas. I don't know of anyone up here that's not willing to sit and meet with anyone over a cup of coffee and hear your concerns. That's how we learn, that's how we get better. Pay attention to the upcoming special election. That is another seat to be filled on the council. Congratulations to Mayor Bazell for getting us squared away to start our tomorrow we go into our goals and objectives meetings as a council. And that's where we will spend the day working with Massey to lay out the city's goals and objectives and prioritize them. Then we budget those. So it's a process and looking forward to it. So give us your input. Thank you.
Taste of Folly this weekend. Hope it's good weather. Should be a nice time, as the mayor said, and like to see everybody come out. It's free for our residents, and hope to see everybody there. That's all.
I hope everyone enjoys and celebrates in the acknowledgement of Martin Luther King Day on Monday. I'd like to talk about some things that I've done in the last week or so because I reflected back on the civility pledge that we passed September 2022 and the hate crimes resolution June 2024. And it resonated with me for a lot of reasons when we're looking at what's going on, frankly, locally, if we get caught up in issues and forget some of our values. But also I went and saw the monks in the Peace Walk. So that's really where I'm still processing that, but what I want to say is that the pledge, the civility pledge, which is something from Massey, which we've had for 4 years, reads as follows. I pledge to build a stronger and more prosperous community by advocating for civil engagement, respecting others and their viewpoints, and finding solutions for the betterment of my city or town. And so what I want to do is I'm trying to inspire myself, is that I would like to say that we need to seek peace, whether that be picking up the phone and accessing public safety, whether it be providing hope with some of our resolutions and strategic planning so that we build the future for the generations And yes, I think the simple quote, love thy neighbor, whatever that means, it really means that. And so this wasn't really a comment of sort of preachy. It's really something, especially when I looked those monks in the eye and said, wow, could I do that? Could I be that? Can we be that? So I'm trying.
Thank you for those comments. I also would like to echo that sentiment. Unfortunately, I was not able to see the monks, but I'm with them in spirit. I would say, I would like to echo what the mayor said in terms of, remember there's a special election as well. Please also get out there and support the candidate forums for the debate or the forum per se. I think it's the 29th of January. That's Thursday, isn't it? So please get out there and for the position that was vacated by our mayor. We have, of course, DJ Rich and John McFarland running, so please get up and participate. And lastly, I'd like to make the announcement that I will be filling the appointment for the Planning Commission with Susan Peel, who is with us tonight. Susan, if you'll raise your hand. Susan will be sitting on the Planning Commission for us, and we thank you for your service to the city. And I conclude my thoughts.
Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
All right, good.
Thank you.
Should be here.